Hey Chase, just wondering how it felt to get back out there with the toe, and how frustrating was it when you're not able to play dealing with that injury?
Yeah, I was super excited to get back. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to play, but we made a good comeback, good recovery. So it was definitely nice to be out there because I know I could contribute in a positive way. And then obviously when I didn't play Detroit, it was frustrating because I figured, one or two plays could have resulted in a different ending.
Brooke, we'll stay with you.
Yeah, was it a pain level thing? Was it turf toe? Do you know how the toe injury kind of happened?
Yeah, I had gotten tackled on my toe when it was flexed. So it was like just like a really bad turf toe. And it's more just like I had to wait a little bit so I didn't hurt it more.
We'll go to Joe Rudder.
Yeah, Chase, when you're dealing with something like that, is it just a matter of rest, or what do you do to try to come back from that?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some PT you can do. I think more than anything, though, it's like it is rest. So that's why, I couldn't come back too early. Also, it would be something that would be lingering longer than it should be. So a little PT, ice, you got some medication, and then, yeah.
We'll stay with you. So,
Yeah, and you had the big gain there against the Chargers down to, I think it was the 5. Could you go through that play and what worked? And is that kind of an indication of what you and Ben can do, on those deep balls?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, you were kind of, I don't know what the saying is, something like rolling the clock back or something like that. So last year when we did a lot of that, so it was nice to get one of those. And he had called that play himself, so it was nice to see him try to get me the ball here and there. But it was fun.
Jeff Hathorn.
Hey, Chase, what kind of rhythm did you guys feel in that kind of no huddle-ish offense? And do you think that's something that with the young line, like you guys are ready to do that more?
Yeah, I think we were moving pretty fluidly. We're calling pretty good plays. We were excited and we were having fun out there. I think that was the biggest thing. So I think our confidence levels were at an all-time high because, we're moving the ball with like ease and doing long drives. And then obviously the line did really good keeping up with Ben and the tempo calls. So I think that really helped the receivers get open, gave them a little bit extra time.
We'll stay with you, Jeff.
Chase, what's the key to carrying that over? I mean, obviously it's a new opponent, new situation, but how do you kind of keep that momentum going forward offensively?
Yeah, I think, we got to mix it up a little bit maybe here and there just so they're not, preparing for it all week and then, they fall into what we did last week. And, against some teams that works well, against some teams it doesn't. So we just have to keep the momentum, but not necessarily the same game plan.
Anthony Jaskolski.
Hey, Chase, just along the lines of rhythm again, when you go down for a game or somebody else goes down for a game, there's been a lot of moving parts in this offense. What do you guys do to just stay consistent intangibly?
What was the last word you said?
Intangibly. Just what you guys do to.
Yeah. I think, being around practice, even if you're not practicing, just holding a practice script, that gets you good mental reps. So, because there's a lot of carryover from one week to the next. So we had some Detroit plays that we carried over to LA. So I just made sure I knew what was going on during practice. And then in between periods, when the special teams people were on, I was catching with the quarterback still. So I was just trying to get those kind of reps, any little thing I can do to not fall too far behind.
We'll move on to Chris Adamski. Chris?
Hey, Chase. Happy Thanksgiving. Did your hamstring, is that something that can linger throughout the year? Something you missed a game with earlier. Is that fully healthy, or is that something you're going to have to manage until there's time for rest in the offseason or something like that?
No, it's actually fully healthy, which is good because I know sometimes those can linger.
And then it seems like we're doing 2 at a time, hopefully, Michael.
Yep.
There's a perception, people that watch that don't play, and you're off your feet a lot of times. You're making these catches a lot of times. Is that something that you recognize, or is that something coaches say to you, or are people wrong, or that all these catches you have to dive or whatever it is, or is that something you're working on, or is that not really an issue at all?
Are you talking about the one by the 5-yard line?
Yeah, well, in this last game, yeah, it's a lot of games where, or a lot of catches you're making where you're off your feet. I guess, is that a fair either criticism, or is that just something that you have to get the ball and that you're doing it, or is it not an issue at all?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can make an easy catch hard and try to stay on your feet, or you can make an easy catch easy, and sometimes you just want to secure the catch, depending on the thing. I definitely never try and fall when I catch it. So I would say that.
All right, we got time for two more. Brooke?
Yeah, you've played with Deontay Johnson for a year and a half now. What can you learn from a guy like Deontay, who's had, some ups and downs in his career and doing things like bounce back from when he had the drops last year, now be kind of a consistent receiver? What do you kind of take and learn from him?
Yeah, just his consistency and work ethic. I think a lot of times after practice, before practice and during practice, you'll see him, catching tennis balls and doing some hand-eye coordination stuff and gain extra reps in. I think he does that partly, obviously, to build skill, but another thing is to build confidence within himself. So little things like that you can definitely do. Me and the receivers started catching tennis balls as well after we saw him do it for so long. So just little habits like that.
And then we'll wrap it up with Joe Rutter. Go ahead, Joe.
You're muted. He's muted.
Hey, Joe, you're muted, bud.
There I go. I'm sorry. With Ray potentially being out because of COVID, do you think you'll get more snaps inside? And what do you like playing in the slot? When they've used you in there at certain times?
Yeah, I like playing in the slot. I just like mixing it up, I think, is the biggest thing. I think they've started playing me in the slot and outside and moving around the last few weeks. So I don't think Ray, I don't think I'll have an increased load at the slot because Ray, I think it'll be the same in terms of what it's been the last few weeks. And I think maybe there'll be other guys that play the slot more.
Happy Thanksgiving, Miles.
Happy Thanksgiving.
3 blocked punts in a year. I think you have like 14% of the entire NFL's blocked punts over the past 2 seasons. Is that preparation? Is that execution? What do you kind of attribute those to for you?
Yeah, probably those 2 things you just said. No, but to be a little bit more specific without giving too much away. Anyone who studies special teams will tell you the same thing. Anytime a punt is blocked, usually it's a combination of multiple guys' effort on a play. Just take this last game, for example. I'm not getting there. I'm not getting in that open gap unless I have like 3 or 4 or 5 different guys doing their job all at the same time. So it's a testament to, Danny's preparation. It's a testament to our preparation. And, even though it was a great team we're playing last week, when it came down to it, it was just which team executed better in that moment. And, you could take me out, replace me with a different piece. We have enough dogs who could have gotten it done.
Is that something that?
Yep.
I just figured.
Yep.
You're part of both units, of course, defense and special teams. But whenever you were so shorthanded defensively, the way the game was going, the scores, is there more of a? You're not technically a captain of special teams, but you're a big part of the unit. That feel that we need a big play this half of this game. Is that something that's said during games like that on some Sunday?
Oh, 100%. We talk about all 3 phases, and this unit, this special teams unit, with the Steelers, wants to make a severe impact in the game. A positive impact, of course. That's the goal. Every game, we want to make a play. We're not just out there, holding space, trying to get a paycheck. Like, we're trying to make a difference in the game. And I love everyone on our group. I would say it's a special group we have. You have to be intentional with these things. They don't just come to you. And so, thank God every day that we're able to get that production.
Jeff Hathorn.
Miles, what's the juice like for special teams when you not only have a play like that, but then you see the team kind of respond and get on a little bit of a roll. Can you just give us that feeling?
Sure. I would say probably more than offense or defense, when a big play is made on special teams, it's unexpected to a certain degree. You know, usually it's super predictable. You kick the ball, the other team catches the ball, and, you know, offense goes out, defense goes out. But when a big play happens on special team, I love it because, you know, that's where my heart is, just because it's such an intense high on the sidelines, because it's like, wow, oh, defense, you know, you're not going out, or offense, you're not starting there, you're starting down there. And it's exciting because, you know, it's a little bit more unexpected, a little bit more not as anticipated, at least from offense and defense. You know, we're looking for it every play. We expected every play on special teams, but, you know, maybe the crowd isn't expecting that. And so it's just a little bit extra. And yeah, we like to ride that wave as much as possible.
And then one other one, if you don't mind. Yeah. I just want to ask you, you mentioned the energy or unexpected. What's Danny's energy like for you guys? Because I'm sure most, you know, you don't grow up to be special teams for it. Specifically, normally you want to be a receiver, safety, whatever. But what's his enthusiasm for it? How does that rub off on you guys?
Danny's consistent. He's consistent in the aspect of he takes it very seriously, and he doesn't want guys on the field for him who don't take it serious. You know, I've been on a few different special teams units, I think this is my 6th different special teams coach. And I would say one thing that's consistent with good special teams units is you have guys who they want to be out there doing it. You know, it's a very fine line between guys at this level being, you know, maybe upset that their role isn't something else, or, you know, and the other side of, okay, I'm here and I'm going to give it everything I have. And I would say this year with this team under this coordinator, you know, Coach Danny, he's got guys out there who want to be doing this at a very high level, and we just feed off of each other and we feed off of him, and it's a good environment.
Joe Rutter.
Yeah, Miles, you know, I'm guessing you guys saw something there on the punt block that you could exploit. What's it like not getting the chance? You're waiting. You know, they didn't punt until the 4th quarter. I mean, you kind of just like chomping at the bit to get a chance to go out there and see if you can take advantage of that?
Oh yeah, I mean, isn't it beautiful that, you know, Danny talks about it all the time. We don't have 4 downs to get the first down on special teams. Like, if you're going to make a play, you have to do it that first time you're out. And so, yeah, that requires patience. That requires patience, but it requires such a level of execution that, you know, okay, this is my only shot to do this thing. And that's how we all operate. You know, we know that we are only going to be able to block our man. We're only going to be able to cover this kick once. In most cases, unless there's a penalty, you know, of course. And so, yeah, we're patient, but at the same time, we're always going. We're always 100%. We can't warm into it. We can't warm up to it, as Danny says. We have to just go every single time.
That's all I have.
Okay. Anthony, we'll go to you.
Hey, Miles. So you talked about there being a lot of different roles and a lot of people playing those roles for a block punt to happen. But at the end of the day, for you yourself, I mean, you've been on so many of them, it seems like. Do you just have to have a nose for the ball? Like, is there certain things you just can't teach?
I mean, you might have to ask Danny that. He's probably, I don't know. I know that there is a certain skill involved in executing at the point of contact and knowing where to go and knowing how to get there. I would say the first time I did it last year, it was almost, you know, not happenstance, but, you know, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. I will say that. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable with it now. But yeah, all of our guys could do it on our team. And that's why I love playing here. I love playing with these guys. You know, everybody is hungry. And, you know, when one guy makes a play, we all make a play. And, you know, that's how we celebrate it. And that's our culture. And, you know, so I just want to deflect as much as I can to those guys, because I know that, you know, it's all of us. And I might have been at the point this week and, you know, Buffalo, but I know what it takes, and it takes 11, no doubt.
Thanks. That's all for me. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Brooke, you got one more and we'll wrap it up with you?
I got just one more. Knowing that you guys likely won't have Ray McCloud with him going on the COVID-19 reserve list, does that, I mean, make you even hungrier to try to block another punt? I mean, I'm sure you're hungry every play, but knowing that you have a different returner on the other end of it, do you just want to make more splash up front first?
I pray a speedy recovery to Ray. But if I got any hungrier for a block kick, I would probably die of starvation. I can't get any hungrier. You know, that's when you're out there, that's all you want. When it's a block, obviously, you know, if it's a hold up, then guess what? I'm hungry to make sure my guy doesn't get the tackle. But no, we're all very hungry, and you know, you have to be.